Hi students, my name is Mr. Nevares and I'm going to be your social studies teacher, your geography teacher more specifically for the rest of this year. So I just kind of wanted to go over our syllabus just to see what it is that we're supposed to be getting out of geography our freshman year. So as you can see, I have the syllabus here, which I will be sending to each of you, and everything has to do with geography. This is by Judy Martz, this quote here, and I do believe that's true because this course is going to examine. We're not just going to be talking about, this is a mountain, this is a stream, this is a country, this is a continent. We're going to be talking a lot about critically about how the geography of the world affects people and how people are affecting geography as well. So it goes back and forth. We're going to be talking about, political, economic, religious systems, linguistic, social forces that shape our culture and our world today through the lens of geography. All right, so materials below. I do expect you guys to be coming to class somewhat prepared, okay? A lot of our stuff is going to be on Schoology though, but I do ask that you have all of this stuff. Additionally, for the 2021-2022 year, each student was provided with a laptop. So I am expecting you to bring that laptop fully charged. If you come to my class and you say, oh, Mr. Nevares, my laptop is not charged, but your phone is, we're going to have some problems, okay? So please just be cognizant of that. Make sure you just plug in, just like you would your phone, charge your laptop, plug that in at the end of the night as well. All right, so our class on online learning expectations, if we have to move online, I'm not expecting us to do so. But in the event that we do, I just wanted to have these rules clearly stated. So in our class, we need to be patient with yourself and others and with me. So we're all learning together. We're all just trying to make this as back to normal as we can, right? Because most of the last couple of years, we have been doing a lot of online learning, and I know that wasn't really good for a lot of you. But we're here now, we're in class, and I don't expect that to change. So we need to be patient with each other while we're learning how to get back into a normal, quote unquote, normal classroom environment. Be present, guys. Huge. The only way that you're not going to do well in my class is if you're not paying attention, if you're not doing the work, okay? Be present. That means off your phones, all right? I know we live in a very digital connected world, but we need to get off of our phones, okay? We need to be present in the classroom and learn what Mr. Nevares is trying to teach you about geography and how it affects you in your life, all right? Be polite. Always be polite. Be respectful of others and their views. Everybody brings a certain background. Everybody brings a certain view to Grandview that is supposed to be, we're just supposed to acknowledge that and be polite and respectful to everybody's backgrounds and how it is that they see the world around them. Plagiarism and cheating, of course. There's a student handbook on that. I will not accept any plagiarized or cheating in my classroom. There's no need, guys. And I'm not asking you a whole bunch of true, false, fill in the blank questions. They're actually going to be questions that I'm going to ask you that are more critical thinking questions that don't have a right or wrong answer necessarily, but I'm more interested in how you're thinking, not what you know. All right? Online learning expectations, again, if we have to move to that, we can, but I don't think we need to go over that now. I think all of you really remember what online learning was like, and we'll cross that bridge if we need to. Okay, what are we learning this year? I have the 8 units that we're going to be learning this year. Basic geographic concepts, of course, is how we should start off the year. Then we're going to be talking about population, migration, and development, culture, huge culture, right? And then unit 4, this is going to round out our first semester. It's going to be on ethnicity and political organization of space. And we're going to be talking about conflict that arises from all of this, population, migration, culture, ethnicity, political organization. How does this create conflict with people? Then the second semester, we're going to move on to agriculture, industry, urbanization, and then energy use, pollution, environment. So as you can see, the first semester is mostly focused on people and how geography affects people. Second semester is how do people affect geography? How are people actually changing the way that we live in this world through climate change and all that kind of stuff. So grading, the semester final is going to be worth 20% of your grade. Semester work is going to be worth 80% of your grade, units 1 through 4, and then of course 5 through 8 for the second semester. Your writing assessments are key for this classroom. And then reading assessments, multiple choice, those are going to be called your common formative assessments. I will be giving periodically throughout the year. All right. So we do need to have a conversation about homework, okay? So Grandview has a grading for learning concept model for homework, meaning that homework does not necessarily count towards your final grade. I know that can be a little bit jarring, but here's the rationale. Homework is only supposed to be formulating and helping you formulate what you're thinking about so you can perform summatively when I give you the test or the assessment. That means that your homework is what we call formative. And then your assessments are going to be summative. The summation, like the summary of all the things that you've learned in that unit is the only thing that will actually affect your grade in the gradebook. Now, I know what you're going to start asking me pretty much out of the bat as soon as I assign you something, and it happens every year. The students say, Mr. Nevares, is this formative or is it summative? What you're really asking me is, do I need to do it? I will say for everything that we give out in this class, you need to do it. Because all of the formative assignments I'm going to give you are going to give you the tools and the learning skills to complete the unit assessments. So if you're not doing the formative, you're going to try to do the assessment and you're not going to know what's going on. So I would say yes, even though it's not counted towards a final grade, if you're not doing the formative assessments, you're not going to do well on my unit assessments. Now let's go on to assessment. The goal of my assessment is for students to demonstrate mastery or understanding of content, and that's the only reason why we're only counting assessments. All right, there are different types of assessments, your unit assessments, there are writing assessments, reading assessments, and then there is multiple choice, but those are very sparing in my classroom. I do not like to give a lot of multiple choice true-false questions because then I'm only rewarding you for memorizing something, right? So what happens when you memorize for a test and then the test passes, right? What do you immediately do with that information? You data dump it, right? Because you don't need it anymore. You memorized it just to pass that test, and you're not going to really retain or truly learn about that information. I'm more interested in if you've actually learned or mastered the understanding of the content through my assessments. So again, here's the whole spiel. And again, at the very bottom, why you should do your homework. It's to help you prepare for tests and assessments, to help you build reading and writing skills as we go along, and to build your awareness of the world that you live in. I'm not giving you a whole bunch of busy work. I don't really believe in busy work. I believe in work smarter, not harder. So, and the only way, again, guys, the only way that you're going to not do well in my course is if you're not present, you're not doing the formative assignments, and then you're not completing the unit assessments, the summative assignments. Other than that, I have a very group work, student-centered classroom, meaning that we do talk to each other a lot. We're learning through inquiry. We're talking to our neighbors, thinking about concepts. I'm not going to ask you, even in class, what do you know? I'm always going to ask you, what do you think? Which is a different question. What do you think implies that, hey, there's not really a right or wrong answer here. I just want to see where you're at. How are you thinking about the concepts that we're going over? And I want us to have and maintain a growth mindset in my classroom. So if you can do all that with me, that'd be great. And I am very much looking forward to working with all of you. If you have any questions, again, my email is up here at cnevares@cherrycreekschools.org. And let's have a great year.